Hi friends, this is CC and welcome to Hobby Hands. In this vlog, we're going to turn this into this. Yes friends, we're going to build this, which is the Amodel 1/72 scale model of the MBB B0-105P. Don't know if there's a code name for this aircraft, but the model number is 72259. So let's do a quick unboxing to see what's inside the box. This is the instruction manual. Not many steps and 3 versions to paint. So let's have a look at the sprues. There's 4 grey sprues and 1 clear sprue. The clear sprue looks pretty clear, not much distortion, and a little decal sheet. So the first step we need to do is the interior of the aircraft, which is up to that step here. So as you can see, the sprues do not actually have part numbers on them, and we have to keep referring to the parts list on the instruction manual. So let's start cutting. Alright, so these are the parts that will be needed for the interior. Let's start painting. It's some kind of a medium grey color. We also need to paint the inside of the fuselage. Right, at this time what we're going to do is dip the clear pieces into floor polish. So dip, shake off the excess, and then just blot out the remaining polish on some kitchen towel, like that. When it's done, just put it into a box with a cover. Right, let's now start putting the cockpit parts together. Right friends, we've assembled the cockpit now. I've assembled the cockpit into one half of the fuselage, and it's now time to put in the bulkheads. The fit is not the best. The bulkhead actually needs to be trimmed a bit to fit. It's got a bit to be trimmed actually. Right, now that it's all assembled, what I'm doing here is just giving the interior cockpit a flat varnish before we assemble the 2 halves of the fuselage together. So this is for the rotor shaft. And now we put the 2 fuselage halves together. and we hold the two halves together with some masking tape. There we go. Now the two halves have been joined together. Again, the fit is not the best. So there you go. Actually, there's a lot of gaps, if you see. There's gaps there, and gaps there, and gaps in most places. So a lot of puttying will be needed. So let's do that now. Alright, so now the putty has dried. As you can see, it's a fair bit of putty that was used, but it's all done now, and it's time to now to sand the putty, and hopefully that will remove the joint lines. So still might need to do another round of puttying, I think, to get it into the right shape. All of that will need to be sanded and might need to be cleaned up again. Alright, now we're done. What we're going to do here is to now glue the canopy pieces onto the aircraft. So we'll do the side pieces first, like that. Once that's done, time to do the other side. Okay, now to put in the rest of the pieces, finish off the canopy. And finally the front windshield. Again, the fit is not the best. There's actually a lot of gaps which you probably can't see, but I'll probably need to do a bit of puttying again. Okay, done. Alright, now the glue for the canopy has dried, so it's about time to start painting. So the first thing I need to do though is to mask the clear pieces. So just use some masking tape and a little toothpick to remove the air bubbles underneath the masking tape. Once done, and then I will use a very sharp blade and just cut along the line that we formed for the frame, for the canopy frame, and remove those bits outside of the clear windows. Like that. Alright, that will do the rest of it. Okay, all done now with the masking. So what I'm doing here is giving the exposed frame a coat of the interior grey color. Alright, done. So now what we're doing here is to start painting the first camouflage color. I've decided to paint the darker color first, which is a very dark green or almost a black color. Then after that, come in with the second camouflage color, which is a brighter green. I do my camouflage by freehand as I like the very soft lines, this very soft separation lines. Alright, now that the base coat for the aircraft has been done, what I'm doing is giving the whole aircraft or the whole model here a gloss varnish. There you go. Now you can see that the B0-105 has now been painted and varnished, nice and shiny. So what we do next is to actually use some panel line wash so that the panel lines get the panel lines come out. So with dark colors like this, I use a very light grey panel line wash. It actually simulates the dust and grime that gets caught in the panel lines. Right. The next thing that we need to do is to clean off the smudges for the panel lines. And we do that with some thinner and a cotton bud. I do it in an up-down direction here to simulate the downwash from the rotor blades. So that if we get streaks, it's in the right direction. Okay friends, now it's time to put decals onto this aircraft. Just show you that this is the version that I'm doing. there's not a lot of decals for this particular model, or for any of the other variants as well. So there's that's a bit of the tail fin, and it needs a bit of a decal on it, which is the German flag there. And that's what I will do first. A bit of decal set liquid or solution. And squeeze out the excess water with a cotton bud. Right, once all the decals are on, I give the whole aircraft another coat of gloss clear. This is to protect the decals. Done. Right, so before we're close to finishing now, so what I want to do here is do some dry brushing, which will bring up the high areas of the model. So just take a bit of paint, get rid of most of it on a kitchen towel, and then lightly brush over the high areas of the model. So it gives it a effect of light falling off that particular edge. A bit on the front, a bit on the skids. With helis, there's always a lot of little bits and pieces that stick out, and they are ideal for dry brushing. Okay, once all that's done and dry, we give the whole model now a flat varnish. Might even give it a second coat just to make sure it's nice and flat. Alright friends, it's all, the B0-105 now is all ready for the final assembly. So all the pieces, like what you can see there, they've all been given a couple of coats of flat clear as well, as has the aircraft and the rotor blades. So the first piece we're going to assemble is this, which is the tail skid. Again, the fit is not the best. In this case, some work needs to be done on the holes. We need to open it up a little bit more so that the tail skid can actually fit. Done. Alright, so I will continue to build the rest of the pieces. In this case, what I'm doing here is actually assembling the tail fins, or the horizontal stabilizer, and some vertical fins as well. Again, some trimming has to be done so that the piece can actually fit. Okay, now we can put glue to hold it. Just check for alignment. Okay, alright friends, the B0-105 is now all assembled. And as you can see, it's a very dark colored aircraft, matching the artwork on the box. But this particular version comes with tri-colored rocket tubes, and they're in the colors of the German flag, just like that German flag at the tail fin. So now, to complete, I just want to share with you that one of the challenges I had was that the rotor shaft didn't actually fit the rotor head. So what I had to do was to get some stretch sprue and build a makeshift shaft, smaller size shaft. And this makeshift, or this new shaft that I've built from stretch sprue will now fit the rotor head like this, like that. I'm not going to glue it in because I need to post it, and we can rotate the rotor blades. The tail rotor can also rotate, and the tail rotor was another issue with the build. I had to use stretch sprue to do the shaft. So the next step or the last step that we need to do here is to remove the masking for the clear areas. That's what I'm doing now with a sharp knife, but be very careful because we don't want to ruin the finish. We've worked hard on this aircraft and we want it to look good, so no scratches. As you can see, the canopy is still looking very shiny under the masking tape. Okay, now it's all done. All the masking tape has been taken off. What I need to do is just paint this little sensor, it looks like, in the front of the heli, and give it a bit of a clear blue with a backing of silver, like that. So we've got a little blue sensor there. Done. And the other thing I forgot to do was to paint the wiper blades on the windshield. And I'm just going to do it carefully with a little toothpick. And I'm using enamel paint, so if I make a mistake I can always wipe it off. Alright friends, so now the B0-105 is complete. So we just attach the rotor blade and we've got a complete heli there. There you go. Side view of the B0-105. It's actually a very small heli and it's meant to be a light utility heli. There's a bit of the front view with a very shiny windscreen. A bottom view and a back view. And a top view. Well, being an A model kit, the fit was quite challenging and the build was quite difficult at times. Had to use quite a lot of putty and a lot of sanding, and had to do it a few times. But at the end of it, it's pretty reasonable. So some final thoughts. The tail rotor had to be rebuilt with stretch sprue. It's the same with the main rotor as well, which I had to use some stretch sprue to make it work. And of course, the fitting was difficult to complete, but hey, it still got done. Alright, there you go. Well friends, hope you enjoyed that vlog. Please subscribe to my channel and please give me a like. Thank you very much for watching.